It is almost impossible to love yourself truly if you keep beating yourself up for the mistakes that you made in the past and the things that you did in the past. It does not work like that. To love yourself truly, you need to embody yourself, all your mistakes, all the shortcomings, all your weaknesses that you have. So, in this video, we will be talking about how to forgive ourselves when it feels extremely impossible to do so. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nida, and I help people get into their self love, self development journey through sharing my experiences, my writings, and everything in between. So, let's get started. I, like everybody else, used to stay awake at night just thinking about all my mistakes, thinking about ways that I could have acted differently and how the situation would have changed. Because maybe I thought that repeating the scenarios over and over again would help me get over the situation. That was not the case. And that did not help at all. It just made me feel stuck. And I know a lot of people feel that way too. The first thing that you need to do to forgive yourself is to name the pain. No matter how deep it hurts you, even if it's a small thing, you need to name it. Because if you cannot acknowledge it, you cannot forgive it. You can also try writing it down. For example, maybe you snapped at your siblings earlier. You can write, I feel bad for snapping at my siblings. And it makes me feel like a terrible person. No sugarcoating. Nothing that feels unreal or fake. Just write it down as truly and honestly as you can. This is going to help you to separate yourself from the mistake that you made, so that you don't start seeing yourself as your mistakes, but as the person that you are and who is trying to be better. Step 2 is separating guilt from shame. Now, the biggest difference between guilt and shame is that guilt helps you become better and basically introspect yourself. But shame makes you feel like a bad person, like you are the problem and not your action. For example, guilt might say, I messed up. But shame will say, I am a mess. You see the difference? One helps you grow while the other literally destroys you. Whenever you make a mistake and shame takes over you, just tell yourself that I made a mistake, I am learning, I'm growing, and I'm becoming a better person. It's all part of the journey. The third step is taking a break. Take a self-compassion break. If things have been really hard for you, if you have been struggling while becoming better, I would suggest you to do the smallest thing that matters to you the most. Something that will help you feel that you are actually trying and that at least you out of all the people is not putting yourself down and is actually seeing the value in your efforts. Maybe you can place your hand on your heart and say, this is hard, everybody struggles, and I am just learning. I know this sounds a bit silly, but trust me, it works. Because when you constantly tell yourself that you are doing better, that this is just a journey, that this is not you, but just your actions, it will help make you feel so much better. And I think all of us are aware, if we keep telling ourselves over and over again, that thing literally starts to show up in our actions. So if you start to inculcate self-compassion, that will start to show up in your actions as well. Step 4 is the most important step, which is to find the lesson. What did that thing teach you? Maybe you said something bad to somebody and now you regret it. Maybe your lesson was to pause before you actually speak. So what did this teach you? It can be literally anything, any action that you take or any action that has caused others to hurt. And now you know that you should not do that, at least not in a way that will hurt other people. This is nothing to be ashamed of because this is exactly where growth happens. If you cannot find the lessons, if you cannot see why that thing was bad or why you should have not taken that decision or action, how will you even grow? So don't be ashamed and just own up to it. Step 5 is actually forgiving yourself. Some people call it the forgiveness ritual, but you have to do anything that makes you forgive yourself. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just that you need to do things. For example, speak to yourself that I forgive myself, that it is okay. Or if this does not work for you, you can try what I call the burn letter. This can actually be done for other people as well. So basically, if you have made a terrible mistake that you're extremely ashamed of, that you cannot stop thinking about, you can write a letter to yourself. Don't sugarcoat it. Just write it as raw and as honestly as you can. After you're done writing it, you can literally just burn that letter. That will help you get your mind off it. Just burning that letter, you can just think that everything that happened has now turned to ash and smoke, and now it does not matter because now I am a different person and I will be doing things differently. The goal to do all of this is to get your mind off that thing and to focus on becoming a better person than to let your mistakes hold you back. Just have to do all of these things to help you ease your mind and nothing else. Last step is affirmations. I think I've listed down in literally all of my videos, but it is just so important. Instead of saying something bad when you make a mistake, you can try saying positive things so that next time you can do better. Instead of saying, I messed up again, I can never do better, you can say, I am proud of myself for trying, I'll do better next time. Or instead of saying, I am such a bad person that I always hurt people, you can try saying, I recognize the pain that I caused to others, and from next time, I'll try my best to not do it. All of these things will help you become better. These are the things that show their effect over time. So it won't happen in a week or overnight. You have to be very patient with yourself. And also, if you remember, I mentioned one quote in my Impactful Quotes series, which I absolutely love, which is, we cannot shame ourselves into change. We can only love ourselves into evolution. And I think this is something everybody really, really needs to think about. Because if you keep shaming yourself for doing something, the scope of change narrows down. But if you actually allow yourself to recognize that there's something that you're struggling with and it needs to change and it will take time to change, that is when you actually start to grow as a person. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this video was helpful to you, and if it can only help you a tad bit, I would be literally so happy. If you're ready to forgive yourself, comment down below, I forgive myself, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe.